Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today's video is going to be very special. I thought I'll do this because I just felt like I had to. Now, I didn't do it for Ramos and Varane last season, but during then, I didn't have these creative ideas to do these videos back then, a year ago. So, yeah, I mean, sorry for that. But let's have a look at some of the stats of these three players. So, I'll look at Marcelo's stats. Now, he's a left back, but for the last 10 years or so, maybe the last 2 years we don't count, he's been one of the best left backs in the world. And he's also a very attacking fullback. So you can't really say, oh, he doesn't score much, because I look at the numbers here from Google, I'm sorry, but goals in the Champions League in the last 8 seasons or so, 2014-15 to this season, right, 21-22. Goals wise, he scored that is 6 goals in the last, I don't know how many seasons, but from that time, 6 goals. It's not the best, let's be honest, but for a left back, that's pretty decent, I'm gonna say. His best season in the Champions League, goal scoring wise, was 17-18 with 3 goals. Pretty decent, right? And then in the Liga, I can look at CCA as well. Goals wise, he's put up 2 goals every season from 14-15 to 18-19, and he's got 1 in the 19-20 season. Assists wise in the La Liga, 10 assists in the 16-17 season, 7 in the 14-15, and 6 in the 17-18. Right? Ever since then, he got 2 from the 18-19 and even this season. Right? He got 2 in 12 matches. For a left back, that's pretty damn decent, right? So that is Marcelo's stat. We're going to talk about the stats first to let you know why I think they're Real Madrid legends and why they are, except for the fact that for me, I don't think Bale and Isco are Real Madrid legends. Now, bear in mind, these players have contributed a lot to this club, but I'll let you know why, right? But at least these Real Madrid players who have helped us, legend is a bit too high, because I think out of these 3, Marcelo is the only player who I will put in legends, and the other 2 1 tier below. So maybe like a great, and maybe what category could we put it? So if you're talking about a tier list, legend will be our best. 1 below legend, probably just a great. I can't really think of many, but they are, in my opinion, not at that level. So Isco, we'll have a look at his stats, right? In the Liga, his goals are very good, right? 16-17, his best season, which he scored 10 goals. And then he got 7 in 17-18, and that's pretty much about it, because the rest he's got 3, 4, and even 1. Last season he didn't even score a single goal, right? Assists wise, 9 in the 14-15 season, 8 in the 16-17 season, 7 in the 17-18 and 15-16 season. Apart from that, he's got 2, and this season he's got 0. So this season it's not been good for him. He's got 1 goal, 0 assists in 14 matches. His lowest amount of games since he's joined Real Madrid. In the Champions League, his goals for the first 2 seasons, 14-15 and 15-16, maybe first 3 actually, he got 0 goals. But 16-17, 18-19 and 19-20, he got 1 goal. And that's pretty much it for Isco. And Bale is the one that you want to be looking at. Now, for Real Madrid, it's pretty decent, isn't it? It is pretty decent. Now, in the Champions League, 14-15, he's got 2. 15-16, he's got 1. 16-17, he got 2. You know what I'm trying to get at. 17-18 and 18-19, he got 3. To be fair, that's quite low, to be fair, those numbers. And then the last 2 seasons, he got 0. But if you look at the Liga, right, goals, 19 in the 15-16 season, 16 in the 17-18 season, and 13 in the 14-15 season. Double digits. 18-19 and 16-17, it's alright. 8 and 7 goals respectively. This season he got 1 against Levante. Last season he got 2. The last 2 seasons hasn't been good. Assist wise, 10 in the 15-16 season, his best season at Real Madrid, 19 goals, 10 assists, and 9 in the 14-15 season. And obviously, remember that he did score a big goal against Barcelona. Who remember that? But anyways, I do believe that's all. I can put my phone down. By the way, I mean Google hopefully provided me with the accurate numbers. Hopefully, I'm sorry if it isn't, but it's Google, right? So let's talk about my reasoning as to why I personally don't think Isco and Bale are not quite Real Madrid legend. Now Marcelo is, and you all know why Marcelo's a legend, but let's talk about Isco. Now why isn't Isco a more rated player at Real Madrid? I feel like it's what he has done. And I tell you the numbers. He has been good, but you don't see him contributing that much, right? Like I could buy a player in like let's say for the last few seasons, let's say Vallejo. Is he a Real Madrid legend for winning the Champions League? No. And he has won less than Isco, for sure. But Isco, look at it, he's never a Ronaldo, Benzema or Bale. He's never a forward. He's never really contributed much, and I just don't know, if you don't contribute that much, will you be considered a legend? Now the club will obviously come and put them in the legends list because yeah, there are 3 players who have played for Real Madrid, who have achieved a lot in terms of trophy. By then the trophy cabinet is a lot, yes, good. But if you're diving deep down into individual performances and stats, I don't think Isco has done incredibly as a performance, as an individual, to be named a legend. And that's my point. Right? So, agree to disagree, I don't think he was, or he will, or he is, I don't think he is a legend. I just don't think he is. People will disagree for sure. Isco fans will disagree for sure. And I get that because you, the fuck. And I do get why Isco fans will disagree that yeah, he's a Real Madrid legend because of his trophies, but and yes, he has got big goals and scored goals and assisted, but the numbers compared to someone like a Bale's isn't exactly insane, right? So I don't know, man. If you think like I don't know what people would think, but if you think like joining a club, being part of them, scoring a couple of goals here and there, getting a couple of assists, and then you leave and your club is so successful and the team is successful, will you be considered a legend? And I don't think so, right? I'm just talking about a player who has been with us for a long time, who hasn't played that much, right? Especially in the last 3 seasons. Isco is a perfect example. Maybe Nacho. If Nacho says he's leaving today, would we say Nacho is a legend? No. So it's sort of the same thing. And Nacho, you can say, oh, he's a defender, he doesn't score goals. Yeah, well, he's still the same thing, right? His impact. We can talk about defensively, right? Has he been impactful defensively? No. Has he done much defensively? No. So he's not a Real Madrid legend. So for me, Isco isn't. So it's the same thing. Next up, Gareth Bale. Why? It's not of his numbers. I've stated his numbers, excluding the last 2 seasons. Unlike Isco, he has put up some incredible numbers. Like 19 goals and 10 assists in the 15-16 season. It's incredible. It's genuinely incredible. And Bale has been a Real Madrid player and a Real Madrid legend for a few seasons. And he has had key moments. I'm not going to discredit these moments. The Copa del Rey against Barcelona. The 2 goals against Liverpool, but the most memorable one is the bicycle kick. But I don't know how to explain how underrated his shot from distance that was punched into his own net by Karius. How underrated that goal was, right? has contributed a lot. He created BBC. He didn't create it, to be fair, but he was part of BBC, to be fair. You know what I'm saying. But why I don't think he's a Real Madrid legend is of his attitude the last 2-3 seasons. Now, if he had just, and I think his agent is part of it, to be fair, you don't really have to come out and criticize the club for it, but I'm not trying to put his agents, I'm not trying to blame him for what his agent is saying, but even his attitude, like if he just loves playing for Wales or Real Madrid, I don't care. Okay, if the last 2 seasons all he has done was be more consistent for Wales, which isn't a bad thing, but the fact that he chose to play for Wales more is a bad thing. But I'm not gonna get into it because that's not what I am sort of angry about. The things that I'm angry about is why he decided to put the flag up of Wales Golf Madrid. Though it was unnecessary. If you want to be part of a legend, if you want to be considered a legend, what was the necessary point? What was the point in putting a flag about to provoke people of Real Madrid fans, right? Apart, maybe he wants to feel loved by Welsh fans, but I think they love him anyways. But apart to provoking Real Madrid fans, there was no point and no reason for him to put that flag up. Now he is a Real Madrid legend before all that. If you know what, if all you wanted to do was you don't care about Real Madrid and you really, maybe that's still a disrespect, but you just don't care about Real Madrid, and you care more about your nation and your country, I'm like, okay, fair enough, right, fair enough. But I just think that flag, and like I said, I wouldn't have minded, I don't think, but just constantly faking injuries, and then the next day playing for Wales, man, he would have been considered Real Madrid legend by me. And again, people will be like whether he's a Real Madrid legend isn't considered by you. You don't get to say what he is. That's my own opinion. I just don't think he is. And this will start a very heated debate for sure. But this is just a farewell video. I just don't think. And let me know what your thoughts are, by the way. I just don't think he's been Real Madrid legend because of his attitude the last 2-3 seasons. If he had just maybe had the motivation to play, I don't know if it's because he just doesn't care, he cares about Wales, or he might think I've won it all, what's the point? But all this, whatever he's thinking, which I'm not gonna jump in and assume, but whatever he's thinking, I just think it could have been a lot better. I think this all could have ended a better way. Instead of him, his agent, having to him not playing the entire season basically. He's clearly not happy. He'd rather play for Wales. Just things could have ended a very, very better way, and he should have, but unfortunately he hasn't. I want to thank Bale and Isco, even though I don't think they're Real Madrid legends, for what they've contributed. 5 Champions League trophies, it's still incredible. The 2018 UCL final was the first match I watched as a Real Madrid, as a football fan actually, not a Real Madrid fan. I wasn't a Real Madrid fan back then. But that was the first match I watched, and that was the match I think that made me a Real Madrid fan. And Bale was the man who basically made me. That match, I didn't know anything about football, so I can't say, oh, he's the player that made me, right? But I remember watching the match live, and I saw this random guy who I didn't know his name scoring a bicycle kick, scoring a long range goal. I was like, oh my god, who is he? Oh my god, I didn't bet, but I predicted that they would have won the Champions League, Real Madrid, and they did. And this guy was live on my TV, was scoring it, and was winning the Champions League for us. But I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't explain how much I love Bale as a player, but I can't explain how much I don't think he's a Real Madrid legend. And Isco, similar, has been crucial, but has he? and that is the question. But overall, these three will be, I think, remember, and the club have put them in the Real Madrid legend section in the club website or something. Which, you know what? I think they deserve it. I think they deserve it. I truly think they deserve it. But for me, Bale is very, very close. Apart from 3 seasons, and Isco, not so sure about it. But Marcelo will be a Real Madrid legend. I mean, look at Marcelo, man. You know, he hasn't been playing in the last 3 seasons over Mendy that much. Like Bale hasn't been playing over Vinicius, Rodrigo, Asensio. But, you know, Bale clearly is unhappy. And his agent and stuff is saying, you know, he's not playing, why isn't he playing and stuff. He's not given the chance. If he was, he would have performed. Like, he doesn't seem fully motivated, in my opinion, to play. Like Marcelo, if Ancelotti or Zidane goes onto the bench and say, crap, we got a left back injured. Marcelo, would you rather come on and play? Or, come on. Marcelo will be the first to say, yeah, for sure. I want to come on to play. Yes, I want to help this team. That is a legend mentality, in my opinion. If you want to be a legend, you have to be motivated and want to help this team. If you look at the last 2 to 3 seasons, let's say we had a player off injured and we had no other options but Bale. Let's say we had 2 options, Bale or someone like a youngster like Rodrigo, for example. Zidane or Ancelotti calls and say, Asensio is injured. Bale, you're more experienced. Would you like to come on? Bale will be like, you know what? Not really. And Rodrigo will come on. So you know what I'm trying to say here? Like, he wouldn't say, not really, but he probably wouldn't be, and it's like, oh, I want to play, bring me on. You know, Bale wouldn't be like that. You know? And Bale hasn't played much, and there's a reason why. I think at the start, we've seen Bale play a couple of games. And even when we needed him, against Villarreal, right, when we needed him, he played, and had a good game, to be fair. But ever since then, he hasn't played, to be fair, as well. So, Bale, I'm sorry to you. Hate me all you want, but he probably does. But I don't consider as a Real Madrid legend. Just. And yeah, that's why we're gonna end off today's video. Once again, I'm not trying to spread hate here. You're all fantastic Real Madrid players. You have all contributed to this club. You have all made Real Madrid successful over the last 10 years. But Bale and Isco, I think, haven't shown in the last few seasons, especially Bale, that he's motivated. Isco as well, by the way. You know, when Zidane didn't play him, he was upset. He came out and said, and got a bit of a media fight with Zidane as well last season, or I think 2 seasons ago. Unnecessary, but I can understand the frustration of not playing, but sometimes you just gotta keep it private and not let everyone know about it. But that's what I'm gonna end on today's video. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you guys aren't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.